Guess where I'm standing? I'm standing in front of Moses greenhouse built in 1750. This house has been used for early smugglers in Rhode Island to avoid taxes, and they would smuggle all kinds of goods into this mill cove that I'll show you a little bit in a few minutes. They smuggled not just goods but also, and this house is known to have secret hiding room in the basement that was covered by a big door on a railroad tracks. Okay, so you had to move it on those rail tracks in order to open that secret room. So let's take a look. It's an incredible site. It was built in 1750, just like Peter greenhouse a little bit further down. I'll show you in a second. So this is the Mill Cove in Warwick, Rhode Island. 1750. We're talking about almost 300 years, and that's where our early Rhode Islanders were smuggling their goods to avoid the British taxes. That's where Moses greenhouse is. And as we walk away from that cove, you will see that this is just a regular neighborhood, residential neighborhood right now, and somebody actually lives in that house, Moses greenhouse, which you can see behind me. We'll get closer again. So again, this is the Moses greenhouse from the other side, and we just came from right here, from Mill Cove. That's where all the action was with the smuggling. Pretty cool. So I'm standing in front of Peter greenhouse, which is built the same year, 1715, as Moses green. So let's take a look. Here we are. So Peter Green was actually a captain, and I will tell you a little bit more about him. He was a very interesting character as well. But as you can see, this is a very old ground. A lot of action happened around here. A lot of action. It would be worth visiting. 1750. We are on our way to a cove right near Gaspee, almost pretty much walking distance, where I will show you the location of two shipwrecks. One of them is especially interesting because it was a yacht. So we are here at Occupesataxet, Warwick Cove in Warwick. So we approach the harbor, the little cove at low tide. And I will show you a couple of shipwrecks here. It looks very interesting. What is retrieved. This is right down from Gaspee Point, which is right there. So this is an interesting cove, little cove in Warwick, and you can see further down Green Island, which the access to it is available right now at low tide. You can walk to it through the water. It will be maybe to your waist. During high tide, you can't really walk through. You might have to swim to it. But right there, close to Green Island, there is one of the shipwrecks. That shipwreck over there is just a traditional ship that was carrying wood. Nothing excited about it. But to your right, I will show you a shipwreck of a schooner. That is very interesting. So let's get closer to that shipwreck and see what this is all about. Now I know a little bit about it, and it was a schooner. They do research on it, I believe, because they don't know much about it either. There's not much information. But isn't that cool? Look at this. How cool that is. Thanks to low tide, you can see clearly the shape of that boat. That shipwreck right here. And it's certainly anchored right here by the mud and rocks. So let's permission aboard. I am right on board of that shipwreck. Very interesting. Interesting area to explore. It's a very shallow cove, as you can see. You can walk to the island, Green Island, where there is another shipwreck there. In case you don't believe me that I'm actually standing on the shipwreck itself, here it is. It's full glory. Part of it is submerged even at the low tide. But this is a very interesting area to explore. So I'm walking towards Green Island. We'll see how far can I get. I'm not prepared to cross the water. So we'll see. During high tide, all of this is completely submerged. It's underwater. You know, I've been fishing here. So it will be interesting to know how far can I get, and if we can actually catch a glimpse of the shipwreck, which is located right on the Green Island. Watching up close its wood beams. We'll see if we'll be able to see them closely. They were underwater. We're getting closer. I think the tide is coming. I have to do this quick. Look at this. This is the other shipwreck right here. I have to do quick because I cannot cross back. See? This is the beginning of the ship. So during low tide it's completely uncovered. See the beams? Unbelievable. I wasn't here during this time of extremely low tide like this. So this is crazy. This is the whole ship. Look, it continues. Normally this is underwater. When I was fishing here, I was able to only stand on the other side of the island. Now I'm walking in the mud, and I have to go back quickly because tide is coming. But you see, this is, I don't know which one's the bow, which one's the stern, but this is the ending. And that is the ship. Now you see I'm gonna have to cross back now. I am island, tiny stretch of land. I was able to cross the tide to show you the shipwreck itself, which is, as you can see behind me. But now I'm really not prepared to cross the waters. Hopefully I will be able to still cross safely without getting wet up to my waist. So I'm gonna have to go back now. All right, mission accomplished. Almost back, but this is the place where we went first to the first shipwreck. Now we are almost on a dry land. Normally this is under the water as well, but because of low tide we are crossing in style. Back. Looks a little bit like a pirate place. Well, I'm back safely on land. And I'm gonna have to climb the hill to get back to civilization. Looking for my passage. There's a little pathway going up the hill for me to get through. Don't see it. Ah, okay, there it is.